Hi, didn't see you there. Do you hate women? Do you find yourself in a constant state of rage from the lack of headless musicians in video games? Well, you're in luck because China showed up with Black Myth Wukong! With over 20 million units sold, this bad boy's become one of the best-selling video games of all time. Sorry guys, pack it up. The commies won. They made a good video game. Time to dust off that Rosetta Stone and learn yourself some Mandarin. Actually though, it's bad and you shouldn't play it and you're a bad person for liking it. So I played it and it was amazing. Watch out, Western Dev Studios, because here comes Wukong's Creed and Black Myth Redemption too. But games journalists wrote negative articles about this game. Doesn't that mean something, Bebo? Sorry, Timmy, but IGN just ain't what it used to be. Black Myth Wukong is loosely based on the story of the journey to the west with 6 chapters total, with each chapter focusing on a specific location. You got your snow levels, your lava levels, your internal organs levels, no Rainbow Road level? Uninstalled! The game is set in a world full of powerful creatures called Yaoguais that want to beat the shit out of you, and it's your job to beat the shit out of them first. There's so many boss fights in this game, it's hard to keep track. There's Big Head, Bigger Head, and Normal Head, just to name a few. The game does a good job of easing you into the mechanics of the game, which is basically dodging like a maniac until you can get an attack in. Your one-size-fits-all staff offers a variety of play styles, such as smashing, poking, or whacking. The combat feels good, punchy. Give them the old 1-2. There's something just so anime about it. When you get that perfect dodge and you follow it up with a fully charged heavy attack.
Sweet Christmas.
There's a good amount of customization you can do once you start leveling up your stances. You'll find that some bosses are way easier when you use the thrust stance. And sometimes you just need to hide your monkey ass on top of that thing. You start out with only one spell, which is Immobilize, which is probably the most broken, but you'll get more and more options as you progress through the game. As far as difficulty goes, I would say it's like Elden Ring, if Elden Ring had an easy mode. And I think that's mainly just due to how forgiving the dodge can be, especially if you level up your stamina tree. So if you're used to the very precise timing that you need for souls dodging, this is going to be a cakewalk for you. But if you're me, yeah, you're gonna die a lot. The tiger boss was the first real skill check I came across. What a sneaky little asshole. But there's definitely enough spirits, spells, transformations, and potions that you can crutch on if you're running into too much trouble. My dumb ass didn't realize that I had a tiger subduing potion sitting in my inventory the whole time. Every boss is set up like a miniature puzzle that you get to unlock with each failed attempt. So eventually you can get that satisfying W. We witness in the very beginning of the game as Sun Wukong is defeated by Erlong Shen after basically saying fuck you to the Celestial Court. The only one because they use a cheat code on him to squish his head with that tiny ass crown that binds him to the Celestial Court. This separates him from his 6 senses, which are then bound to relics that just so happen to now belong to some real chonky boys. It's then brought to us, the Destined One. What a badass name. To reclaim those monkey bits and bring back old Monkey Man from the dead. It's a simple but compelling story that all monkey men will understand. The indomitable pursuit of freedom. I wonder if this is where the inspiration for Goku came from. That's weird. If you tell a story that people care about, then they'll buy it? No, that couldn't be it. It's gotta be sexism or something. The controversy surrounding the launch of this game is kind of hilarious, with games journalists desperately trying to find relevance with hit pieces that cite the lack of female characters. Like, bro, have you played this game? Easiest self-report I've ever seen, which means you probably never made it past chapter 2. They also piss and moan about not being able to talk about politics in their review. Surprise, surprise, a Chinese developer doesn't give a shit about American politics. These crybabies are such a joke and have been for so long. They do nothing but destroy their credibility over and over again. I don't even think it's worth going on about.
Meanwhile,
while you're exploring, it's super worth it to check all the areas of the map so you find extra goodies that you can use for crafting or making medicines. There aren't a ton of side quests, but the ones that are there are very impactful and can alter your playthrough significantly with certain upgrades. One example is the Gourd Master that you meet in the first chapter. If you complete a later side quest, you'll be able to unlock a secret NPC where you can revisit him and some of the other helpful NPCs. Another one lets you turn into a fucking rock. That's the dream! And this game doesn't have the stink of an Assassin's Creed checklist, which I very much appreciate. Everything feels like it actually matters and was put there on purpose. I really like how Wukong handles secrets in the game too, because they're not required or anything, but if you do find them all, it really rewards you with a ton of extra story context, upgrades, or even key items. Getting value for your time. is how it feels. Anytime I spent trying to get stronger or to gather materials felt rewarded. Maybe I just been playing live service games too long, but it feels strange. Like I'm not being nickel and dimed at every corner. I don't have to wait till next Tuesday's reset to get Wukong's blessing multiplier for logging in 5 days in a row. The fidelity of this game is also amazing. I played it on PC with the 4090, so I was able to crank up all the settings. All the environments just looked and felt amazing. Probably the best showcase for Unreal I've seen in a long time. There were some points where I ran into stuttering, frame rate drops. I attribute that to bad optimization, but who knows. There's still the 12-year-old me inside of me that just can't believe that games look this good these days. Like, yeah, whatever, it runs at 240 frames at 4K, but it's not even 8K. There's so many cinematics too. An actual stop motion film inside of a game like that, like what? I feel like some of the messaging kind of went over my head, since obviously it's been translated, but that didn't stop me from enjoying it at all. We can all understand the story of the star-crossed lovers that cling to the flames of their past love. Two lovers forbidden from one another. Secret, secret, secret tunnel, yeah! The ending of every chapter also has a really cool mural that serves as a recap and story expo from the narrator, and an opportunity to bask in your glory from defeating this motherfucker. And all of this is being enhanced by its amazing soundtrack. There's absolutely no reason why they had to go this hard on this monkey game. It makes the boss fight so fucking epic. So much main character energy here. So what are my complaints? There are some times that invisible walls felt a little annoying, like I feel like I should be able to jump up there. It's definitely not an open world game, but most of the chapters were open enough to scratch that explorative itch. I'd say that chapter 4 is the one that feels the most linear, and it can be pretty frustrating if you're running into a wall with a boss. The Scorpion Lord probably being one of the worst for me. Once I swapped to a poison build, it was actually pretty easy though. I don't have many other complaints though. It's just a great game, which is why I'm giving it an IGN rating of 7 out of 10. I didn't want to put up a video until I actually completed it, but I think it's amazing. It's a game made for gamers. It reminds me of the 360 era a little bit and gives me a bit of hope for the future. But that just about does it for the video. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more BeeboBaggins content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you, bye.